Hey, welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. I am but a humble ink and superhero merchant. I'm here to serve you. I've been a professional at DC Comics for more than 20 years, and I'm going to do a commentary track on one of my more popular books from my past. This is called Flash Rebirth, written by the great Jeff Johns, who is now Chief Creative Officer of DC Entertainment. And me, Ethan Van Sciver, right there. Look at this. Ain't it cool news? Says this book is filled with superb moments. Oh, and it is. It is. We'll talk about those. This is issue number 3. It's dated August of 2009. And look at this. Here's the variant cover. This variant cover is interesting because I just said I want to draw this. And this doesn't appear in the book, really. At the end of last issue, we saw that Barry Allen was revealed to be the Black Flash, so this is the Flash of Death, and he was in a cornfield with Wally West. And so I just went, look, here he is, big, like, scary version with, like goat hoof legs now, with an extra joint. And he is picking up, he's like the devil, and he's picking up Wally West by the boot. And I like this whole thing. I like the idea of Wally just hanging there by one leg. The thing about the Flash is, and certainly, Bart Allen, who is pictured here as Kid Flash, but I drew him when he used to be called Impulse. I used to think of them almost like rabbits. They had big feet, they wear big boots and long legs, and they run real fast. And this might be how you would pick up a rabbit if you were a hunter. So I don't know. I like the imagery. I like the way he's kind of like, what the? He's not panicking. He's being manhandled by his leg, and he's just kind of heroic about it. Down here you can see Jay Garrick, who is under the Black Flash's boot, and then again that's Kid Flash. So this is just one of those weird variant covers. I do like it. I like his horrible teeth here. But it's not quite as cool as Superman and Flash having a Flash race. So let's crack this open and take a look. I barely remember this book. Yeah, here we go. We're in Abracadabra's studio, and we see, Wally and Kid Flash and Jay Garrick crumpled in a pile. And this is, I think, just another way of showing the same thing that happened in Solivar's Gorilla Cave with his graffiti, his, very strange hieroglyphics, where he would sort of indicate that certain Flashes were dead, or certain speedsters had gone evil, or were in trouble, endangered. Here we have the, the Barry Allen puppet from the cover of a very early issue of Flash. I can't remember which one, being singed. Now he's all black there, and that is a way of saying Barry Allen is the Black Flash. And again, more scenes of statues. We had these superheroes, they make gigantic statues of themselves and put them on display. We saw that in the first issue of Flash Rebirth at the Flash Museum, but we also saw it in Green Lantern Rebirth with that gigantic Hal Jordan statue that was obliterated. And the same thing happens here. We have statues that are being obliterated, which is, I guess, symbolic. I mean, Jeff is trying to say these old identities are the way we thought about these people. I mean, Johnny Quick here and Liberty Bell. These are going away, or they're in danger of going away. And there we go. We're moving on. We're moving on to another future here. And here is Liberty Bell, who is actually, I believe, Jesse Quick, and she is looking at her dad. She's seeing a vision of her dad, and we'll see what's going on with him. He's definitely in danger. Oh, I like this. This is good. Here is a nice shot of our superheroes, and they are putting together some kind of contraption. You can see that Barry Allen is in there as the Black Flash. Wally is talking to him. This is terrific. Here is Wildcat talking to Star Spangled Kid. They're all working together. Wonder Woman, Superman. It's pretty good Superman by me. One of my favorites, Metamorpho back there. Jay Garrick's running around, and again, on and on and on. The whole JSA is here with the JLA, and they're working together to try to help poor Barry. Great shot of Alan Scott here, just shooting some green fire. I'm not sure what he's doing. I don't know if he's helping. Is that helpful? I'm not sure if that's helpful. Wally is talking to Barry. Barry is just trying to keep his cool. He's scared. Please, Wally, stay away from me. Yeah, Wally doesn't want to stay away from him. He's so happy to see Barry again. Says, they've been friends for a long, long time, and yeah. So we gotta help Barry somehow. Gotta. It's important. Now this was a lot of fun to draw here because, again, I have such a close connection with this character. The first project that I was assigned long-term at DC Comics was Impulse. And Impulse is Barry Allen's grandson, and he is from the future. He's come to the present, to our present, and to be trained by Max Mercury. So at one point he was called Impulse, but now he is Kid Flash. And this is just, it was so fun to reconnect with Bart here. Look at him. What happened to Max Mercury, Grandpa? Bart? Wow, how cool would that be? I mean, he's still, Barry's a young man, and to meet his grandson who is a teenager, that would be pretty cool. But apparently he understands Bart. He knows who Bart is. Yeah. All right, and we're saying, we're not saying goodbye, but we're talking to Iris here. There's great risk in what we're about to do. And we go back in time. Again, this is Jeff wanted to do more about that bow tie. And in Barry and Iris's first dinner, he used his superpowers for a minute. When the waiter tripped and was going to spill everyone's dinner, he put the waiter right, put all the food back on the tray at super speed, and was able to sit back down before Iris even noticed. And she gave him a nice gift. And who wouldn't want a red bow tie? Pee Wee Herman would, if you were on a date with Paul Rubens. Barry Allen is amused by this, but this was not what he was hoping for. She says, "You look better in red." And that's true. He does look pretty good in red. He says, "I don't really wear bow ties. I don't want a bow tie. I just wore it one time because somebody was busting my balls at work." You don't really get a lot of gifts. See, he's being kind now, but he'd really like to throw that bow tie right at her head. Maybe not, I don't know. I think he thinks she's cute. Okay, here we go. Run, he says. Run, run, run. Look at that. Look at the teeth exposed here. He's beginning to rot away and become the scary zombie version of Black Flash. That's a lot of sheep there on this page. And then, boom, he busts right out of the containment tube, and he has taken off. And now we've got the other speedsters. We've got Jay, we've got Bart, we've got Wally. They are going to, they're in danger. They're going to be claimed by the Black Flash. Unless somebody, oh no, he didn't escape. The tube blew up. The tube blew up that was containing him. He's still trying to hold it together. And luckily we have good friends like Hal Jordan. Look at this. This drives me nuts, and this was one of the weird things about drawing Green Lanterns, like, Halo. The colors would color it, and then the color hold would be so strong and bright that it would actually bleed into the line work around his head, thus making him look like he had, like, a pinhead. Like, you can't, like, there's, alright, forget it. That's just, it's one of the things about drawing Green Lantern, this happens with the bleed. His glow, his energy signature, it actually bleeds out the line around his body and makes him look strange. Yeah, get him away from here, Hal. Oh, get him all away from here now. And they do. This is like story time. I like this right here. He's making an executive decision. He's all lined up. This is really, really cool for a long panel. It's a good use of one of these crazy tall, super tall, like sideways pancake panels. That is where we're going. We're going to run. And you want to use these long panels. We talked about this in Hawkman. How do you get characters to really look like they're moving super fast? Well, you want to have, in Hawkman 13, in the discussion that we did, we talked about that police car race, if you remember. And we talked about using long panels and having the car use the length of the panel to look like he's going fast. So that's what we're doing here. All right. It's good effective way to show speed. Zoom. There he goes. Those who can keep up are trying to. Green Lantern can keep up for a little while. Wonder Woman, Superman. But then, see you later. Boom. He takes off. He's going really, really fast. Now you can see his lightning is now black. It's no longer shiny and yellow. And, oh, I drew this page in an hour. It was supposed to be a nice splash page of Superman and Flash running, but in order to save time and meet this deadline, it's not good. Just a close-up. I mean, it works, like, it works for what it is, but it could have been done better if I just had a full day to work on it. Again, this took 1 hour to draw, and everyone was thrilled that I turned it in, but it just does not match the quality of the book. It's bad. Racing Superman up the side of the Daily Planet, down the side of the Daily Planet. You know, when they're talking about things, he's like, you know, I've raced you before, Barry, says Superman. I even won some of those races. And this is the line that gave everyone goosebumps. Those were for charity, Clark. Boom! Like that. Goodbye. So all this time, the question of who was faster, Flash or Superman, there's your answer. Superman could never keep up with Barry Allen, ever. And as he moves quicker and quicker and breaks into the Speed Force itself, he's actually seeing glimpses of his past. And there's the very recent past from Flash Rebirth #1. We saw that. And his body is beginning to warp and change. And again, just warping and changing, and we're seeing the fabric of reality around him shifting and actually bubbling outwards. Yeah, this is from Crisis. We're remembering Crisis. We are now, look at this, we're getting smaller and smaller and smaller as we break through the fabric of reality itself into, what is the Speed Force? Do you think another dimension? What would you call it? It's an element. I mean, it's an actual, it's indescribable. It's not a place, but it is a place. So let's, yeah, we're remembering, here we are when back in the old days when he killed Professor Zoom, supposedly, and he was on trial for that. We're remembering friends like Elongated Man and Hal Jordan in the early days. You'll see Hal Jordan here is wearing his original Gil Kane sleeveless style suit. So this is the Silver Age, meeting Jay Garrick. Wally becoming the Flash, or becoming Kid Flash back then. Iris, kissing Iris in the rain, getting that bow tie that he didn't want. He didn't want that bow tie. He's running furiously away from that memory. Yeah, and you see he's beginning to just break up. Here's that moment from his point of view when the chemicals all spilled on him and he became the Flash. He's disintegrating. He's becoming a thing instead of a human being. But as long as he remembers Iris, he's going to be okay. So he's got to keep images of Iris in his mind to retain his humanity, to stop from becoming some kind of elemental Speed Force god at this point. And it's just reality is breaking through. His memories are getting more and more difficult to retain until we go all the way back through his past. There's the moment where he sees his mom murdered on the ground. Don't let me forget it. Don't take things away from me. There's the final little sliver of a memory here is actually, you know, his birth. And he's forgetting Iris, and boom, he becomes a shape. he feels like he's no longer human, and someone tells him, just as he's pulled into taffy, he is going to become part of this world. Her name is Iris, and your name is Barry Allen. Say that your name is Barry Allen, and he's able to say his name and then snap back into reality, snap back into himself. And you see these cool little this little motif of this is no longer lightning, it's something else, it's circular, it's he is in a place that is Speed Force as a world, and trapped we have the original classic Johnny Quick, Golden Age hero, and another classic old man hero here, another Golden Age hero, Max Mercury, who was who's been missing for a long time, and he was assigned to care for Bart Allen. Both of them are trapped here in the Speed Force, and they're reciting the formula. This formula. I wanted to go through this with Jeff, and we did it briefly to explain what this formula means. We didn't do enough of it. We should have gone into more explanation of this. This is the time, the circumstances, the place, the chemicals, everything all rolled into one formula that equals Barry Allen becoming the generator of the Speed Force. It's a prediction more than anything else. It's a Bible verse that predicts the coming of Barry Allen almost. That's how you look at that. Yeah, there goes Johnny Quick, the death of a great hero. And we gotta save Max. So we grab Max's hand and we pull him out. We were too late to save Johnny. Too late. And then, as Johnny Quick's very sad remains drift around in this energized wind tunnel of energy and momentum, and certainly Max Mercury is suffering. This has got to be the most intense wind tunnel situation that you can imagine. It's coming close to tearing him to pieces, and we look up and here's who's responsible. Yeah, here's our guy Reverse Flash as depicted by me, your host, Ethan Van Sciver. Arrogance in that face. This was fun to draw. He says, I've shifted you into reverse to Barry. We're going to find out what he means by that. He's holding something that I gave him here. He's holding a stick. It's a lightning rod for catching the energy that gave him the negative Speed Force. But it's also a stick by which he will instruct Barry Allen with corporal punishment. He is the professor. This is Professor Zoom, and he is but Barry Allen, who knows very little about what he's encountering here. This man knows everything. Everything. He's everything that's disgusting about academia. He is a vile, arrogant human being who is going to, and has throughout Barry Allen's entire life, as it turns out, thanks to time travel, tortured him and made his life difficult and sad at every turn. This is Eobard Thawne, and we're going to learn an awful lot more about him in the next issue, if we survive. So there you go. Oh, look at this nice Frank Quitely drawing here. A little ad. That was Flash Rebirth number 3. I hope you enjoyed it. My opinions of it, my thoughts are that it wasn't my strongest work looking back at it. I think I enjoyed, or was proud of, 3 or 4 pages in there. I feel like I was probably rushing to meet a deadline that was fast approaching, and therefore was not turning in my best effort. So live and learn. I think issue 4 is much better. We will get to that tomorrow. So there it is. That's the commentary track for Flash Rebirth number 3. You can go back to my page at Comic Artist Pro Secrets. That's my YouTube channel, and you can find the commentary tracks for Flash Rebirth 1 and 2, as well as the first 2 issues, I believe, of Green Lantern Rebirth, and many other things that I've drawn. So listen, if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button and maybe ring that bell as well so you get notified about all the new videos that are coming out. These commentary tracks, I'm hoping they'll either inspire you to buy the comic book itself and read it, or maybe you will decide to read the book first because you already own it, and then check out all my thoughts about it and the making of it. Either way, I hope you enjoy these. Hey, listen, I'm Ethan Van Sciver, and I will see you again in my next video. Take good care.